Hello and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Saur, Darkchylde, and welcome back to Let's Replay Apollo Justice Ace Attorney. Last time, we did the latter half of the 7 years ago trial of Phoenix Wright. Things seem to be going as they usually did for a Phoenix Wright trial, and then it came to one fatal piece of evidence. Prosecutor Gavin called in a witness with an audience and found Drew Misham, proving to the court that the piece of evidence, the final piece of evidence that we presented in the 7-year court, it was a forgery, which meant serious trouble for Phoenix. And just as the judge was about to declare our client guilty, he pulled a disappearing act and has not been seen since. Now, where does this leave us? Well, let's find out. For this episode, actually, I'll let Phoenix explain this. That trial 7 years ago was the beginning of it all. This I know beyond a doubt. The mysteries of the past work their magic on the present. But you'll soon be finding all of this out for yourself. Which of Magnifi Grammarai's disciples pulled that trigger? Where did the vanishing defendant, Zach Grammarai, go? What dark truth lurks behind the forged diary page? And what about the girl who was left behind? The past left us with 4 keys to unlocking the truth. But that's not all. There are 4 keys in the present as well. When all of the questions have found their answers, the final trial will begin. But first, you must chase the truth through then and now. Think of it as a game. I, Phoenix Wright, will be your guide through this game. That terrible trial saw me present forged evidence. It ended, half finished, when the defendant vanished. What became of me after that? As your investigation proceeds, the answer will become clear. Oh, and one more thing. There is something I must tell you. As Apollo has his bracelet, so too do I have my own weapon of sorts. My Megatama. What does it do, you ask? That I would have you see for yourself. Well now, shall we begin? Touch the arrows to switch between past and present. But let's begin 7 years ago in the past. This is right after my last trial came to an abrupt end. Now that you know the game, let's play. Whoops. Wrong button. The nightmare trial was over, and the new nightmare of figuring out what had happened had just begun. I wanted to wake up to walk away, but I figured I'm the only one who could do this properly, probably. And besides, I had plenty of time. Thanks to the Bar Association Review Board's decision, it's hard to work when your attorney's badge has been taken away. 7 years ago, 2019. Writing Co. Law Offices. Oh, morning, Daddy.
I'm so glad you came.
You okay, Daddy? They picking on you?
Ha ha ha! I am fine as always. This old boy here is here to help me after all.
That's young man to you. Good morning. Oh wait, good morning. That's a cute outfit you have on. Thanks. My first show's today, after all. Two weeks have passed since then. I called her into my office. Trucy, there's something we need to talk about. It's been 2 weeks since your father disappeared. We need to start thinking about your future. I, did some calling around. This is hard to say, but you have no living relatives. So, I was wondering if you wanted to stay with me for a while. Just until your daddy comes home. It won't be long. I hope. Of course, it's totally your choice. If you don't like it here, you can go wherever you like. I could look up some places you might like to stay at. This is so weird. Mr. Attorney, Daddy told me about you. He said I could trust you. Huh? Really? So, if I stay here, does that mean you'll be my family? Huh? I guess so.
Getting weirder.
Mr. Attorney? Actually, why don't you just call me Nick? Or you can call me Daddy, if you like. It doesn't have to be today or anything. Okay, say Daddy. That was quick. Yes. If I move here, I have to switch schools, right? And I was thinking, I haven't paid for lunches at my last school for this year. So, thanks, Daddy. Oh, and this office, it's a little blah. A little color goes a long way, you know? Oh, and Daddy, you got fired from work, right? Don't you worry one bit. I'll work twice as hard. We'll make it through this.
Trucy, how old are you?
Oh, I'm 8. But don't let appearances deceive you. I'm a young professional. Stick with me and you'll be fine, Daddy.
Thanks. Why does it feel like she's already in charge? Anyway, let's talk to her.
So, Daddy, you got fired from being a lawyer, right?
Could you at least kind of look aside or something when you say that? It's actually kind of hard for me. For Daddy.
Oh, I'm sorry, Daddy. Wait, is that foolish pride? My other daddy always used to talk about that.
Actually, that's pretty accurate.
So, here's my idea. We'll make a new office. Law just seems so off, doesn't it? And no one will be my friend at school that way.
Well, that won't do, I guess. I just don't know how much about anything other than law. Or even much about law if you were her to ask some people.
Maybe the problem is calling an office. We should run an agency instead.
You mean like a talent agency? Forgive me for asking, but doesn't that require talent?
You've got me, don't ya? I'm a professional.
A professional?
Yup. After all, I'm directly descended from the famous Zach Grammari.
Directly descended? He's your father.
Oh. And now I'm directly descended from the famous Phoenix Wright, too.
I think an 8-year-old just massaged my ego. Could you tell me a bit more about your daddy? Zach Grammari?
Daddy? Sure thing, Daddy.
Which daddy was that again?
Daddy's so amazing. He's the biggest star of true Grammari, and they're big.
The Grammaris. They were on television a lot. Haven't seen them on much recently, come to think of it.
Big magic happens when you put Zach and Villan Grammari together, you know. Once they made a giant waterfall. Oh, right there on the stage. And this giant trout swam up the giant waterfall.
Let me guess. There was a giant fisherman waiting for him at the top?
I wish I could have seen more of Daddy's magic.
Heck, I shouldn't have brought it up so soon.
I wonder what'll happen to me, with Daddy and Mommy both gone.
Mommy? Yeah, what about Mommy? I haven't heard anything about Trucy's mother.
But I have my magic, and a great Daddy even if he's unemployed. You know, I think things are going to be okay.
I wonder if she'll talk about her mother. Could you tell me about your mommy, if that's okay?
Mommy was so pretty. She was like an angel up on stage.
On stage? You mean with your daddy?
Yep. She was always there when with Zach and Valen smiling. But then she went away. Went away? It was a grand illusion, but she made a mistake. She vanished, and I guess she didn't know how to get back. Maybe so. I cried then, a lot. That's when Daddy gave me this. Here. This is your mother? She's beautiful. Her name is Thalessa Gramarai. Poor girl. I didn't know her mommy had gone missing. And now her daddy's vanished too, right before her eyes. Hey, Daddy, you won't... Don't worry. I won't vanish, I promise. Right. You can't even do magic. You're like a backup plan. Daddy always said to have a backup plan. I guess all I rate up is as a backup plan. So, Trucy, you're a professional? Yes, it's like that thing they say. Baby frogs grow up to be frogs. They say that? They say that? I always thought it was funny, though. What was? Aren't baby frogs called tadpoles? Maybe they thought it would be easier to understand in that way for kids. How stupid. Right. So, in conclusion, you're a professional magician, Trucy? That's right. Well, wanna see a trick? You're going to do a magic trick? Sure, why not? Actually, I would like to see your trick. The future of the agency depends on it, after all. That's the spirit. Ready? Here goes. Ta-da!
Hey folks, it's Mr. Hat. I gotta say, it's good to be seen.
Yeah! Whoa! That was startling. The amazing Mr. Hat. Isn't he great?
Your friendly neighborhood Mr. Hat. At your service.
He certainly makes an impression. Doesn't he? I'm so glad you like him, Daddy.
Though my roughness do get a bit heady at times, huh? Get it? Heady?
My friendly neighborhood Mr. Hat nearly gave me a heart attack. I think that's probably enough for today. Sorry to ask you so much all at once like that. It's okay. After all, we're family. I just hope you're ready. The Wright Talent Agencies opens tomorrow. Well, what? But are we representing anyone? Me and you. That makes two, Daddy. I think you need more than that to make an agency. Besides, you may be a magician, but I have no talent. Oh, I'm sure there's something you're good at. Well, when you put it that way. You mean you don't have any tricks? No standbys? This will not do. No butch should always have A boy should always have a trick or two in his pocket. Okay, I'll think of something. That's the spirit. See you bright and early tomorrow, Daddy.
Welcome to the team, Daddy-o.
The team. Right. Sometimes when magicians vanish, they leave something behind. That's how Trucy became Trucy Wright, my daughter. To be honest, I was pretty lost those first few days. Thinking back on it, it was a pretty dark time in my life. But Trucy, happy, smiling Trucy, she was my light. Didn't think I'd be back here for a while. I didn't want to have to remember that day.
Though I deeply regret having to declare a verdict in this way, this trial is over.
Ah, Your Honor.
Yes, Mr. Zack?
There is one thing I wish to make clear. Today, in this courtroom, you cannot declare me guilty.
What are you talking about?
I am talking about this! Mr. Enigmar! The defendant's escaped. Find him, quick!
Bailiff, close all the exits from the building! On the double! He must not be allowed to escape!
When I came here on that fateful morning, I still had my badge. But now, like an amputated limb, I can still feel its itching. Where do I start? I don't even have the authority to investigate.
Hey, you! There, sir! Down on your hands! Floor on your head! Head, now! What's the big deal? My ears! No unauthorized personnel are allowed in here!
But what would mean but that would mean all unauthorized personnel are allowed.
Zoink! I just say it like it is, sir, and it's usually wrong. Thrown out of the precinct, lost my friends, my girl, and even my wallet.
We've met before, haven't we? On a case 2 years ago?
No recollection of that, sir.
Huh?
For me, working on a case is always in the present. Progressive the tense, sir. There is no past. There is only now, sir.
Okay, you're the bailiff, right?
Yes, sir. Her court bailiff Mike Meekins, at your service, sir.
I've asked to meet with the bailiff at this court who let the magician escape.
Let me try to make this as absolutely clear as possible for you, sir. It was me, sir.
But you were a regular police officer once, right?
Sometimes bad things happen to good people, sir.
Something tells me it's a long story. Let's not go there. So, you were in charge of security at the time of the vanishing?
I'm dying over here. Oh, it's a hard knock life, sir. Thrown out of the precinct, lost my friends, my girl, and even my wallet.
Guess I wasn't the only victim. For those of you that do remember this guy, we dealt with him as a witness in the fifth case of the original Ace Attorney game. The name of the case was called Rise from the Ashes. So, what is he doing here now? Let's talk to him and find out. Last time we met, you were a police officer, right? In fact, you're still wearing your uniform.
Sir, I wish I didn't have to tell you this, but last year, tragedy struck a rising star at the precinct. I lost my case files 4 times in 3 days. They fired me.
That takes real talent. Actually, they don't know what they're missing.
So here I am, forced to start from square one, a lowly bailiff.
But your uniform...
I took it with me as a souvenir the day I was fired.
That can't be legal. So, you were the one who let the magician get away that day.
I'm dying over here. A star rises among the court bailiffs, full of hope, then tragedy strikes.
Is there anything you can tell me about it? About Zach Grammarai's disappearance?
Oh, the humility!
That's enough of that.
Why, yes, I'd say it was around 2 p.m. when I heard a commotion in the court. I opened the door to see what might be amiss. The door is slam open, slam, and some guy's face is right there in front of me, face!
So you saw someone suspicious coming your way?
Yes, and being a bailiff of little standing, I gave chase. I chased that silk hat all the way down the hall, sir.
I have a diagram of the court building here.
There's courtroom 7, and that's where I was, sir. But all by myself, nearly a friend to call my own.
Okay, which way did Zach Grammarai run after blasting through the courtroom door?
He ran up like this, and around the corner like that. So, I went with no delay, ran after him with no delay. When I turned the corner, I saw that magic man run into the defendant lobby. Swiftly I ran. Following him, I threw myself bodily into the room. Why, I remember like it was right there, because it was lobby number 2, sir.
You ran into this room? I didn't see any place to hide. I don't see any place to hide in here.
Believe it or not, sir, I didn't believe it. Here, in this room, the magician, gone, vanished, like a puff of smoke. Except there wasn't even any smoke. He was just gone.
That's impossible.
Yes, that word. Oh, how many times have I said that word? Even the sound of it causes me indescribable pain. I'm dying! I'm dying over here!
Okay, I won't say it again, promise. But you have to admit, it's difficult to vanish into thin air. Did you search the lobby?
I searched.
Why the pause?
There was nothing here at all, sir. That's right, nothing was here, sir.
How can he talk so loud and still be hiding something? So, Zach, heck, in this room where he vanished.
Absolutely, sir. I saw him. With my own eyes. Eyes! That red silk hat, that flowing cape. He ran right in here, right inside this room.
Silk hat? Cape? That's Zach, alright.
But, sir, look at the room. There's not a single place to hide. Sir, there was nothing I could do but nothing, sir.
What about now? Have any ideas?
Sir! Ideas? About what? Exactly, sir. If you don't mind me asking.
You've had quite a bit of time since then. Has nothing occurred to you at all? Do you have any idea what trick he might have used to disappear like that? Cyclops! I should have known. My Magatama, one of my most prized possessions, which I got during a certain case. It can show me the locks of people's hearts. And if I can unlock their hearts, they'll tell me their secrets. The Magatama starts it all. And the Magatama ends it. Alright, here we go. Okay, Mr. Meekins. What do you know? Spit it out.
Hey! What's with the atmosphere in here all of a sudden?
You know something, and I'm going to find out what. Zach Gramurai vanished from this room. How'd he do it?
How, sir? Well, sir, I can't say sir.
Why are you so nervous if you aren't hiding something?
Well, sir, you see, at the time, sir, I was here and... Listen, it was impossible! What could such a little girl possibly do anyway?
What did you just say?
Sir, did I just say something, sir?
No, you screamed it through that megaphone of yours. There was someone else in the room, wasn't there?
Sir, I'm going to have to invoke my right to remain in a state of not talking.
It's okay, Meekins. You don't have to tell me who Zach's accomplice was. I know who was here in this room that day.
Take that! Sir, I've never seen that girl until the other day.
Mr. Meekins, I'm not buying it.
Sir! Sir, that day, she was here, in the room, sir. But he wasn't!
You mean you chased her into this room and not him?
Sir, my days as a police officer, literally days, I learned a thing or two. Okay, just one thing, but it was how not to mistake a girl for a 7-foot-tall magician.
7 feet? Zack isn't that tall, is he? You have a point. I find it hard to imagine that anyone would mistake a little girl for Zack Grammari. But you saw something. And therein lies the trick. I think you know what it was, Mr. Meekins. Tell me, does this trick look familiar?
What is that?
That girl's favorite trick, the amazing Mr. Hat. She uses it in her show down at the Wonder Bar. Have you been to the Wonder Bar?
So, it wasn't a walking dream, was it, sir?
Come again?
That night, on stage, I saw a vision, except it wasn't a vision. It was a hat. The amazing Mr. Hat! He really exists! I remember it clearly, though the details are a little vague. Zack Grammari existed in the courtroom. I gave chase and cornered him right in the corner room, sir. Zack Grammari, don't even think you can escape Meekins! Down on your hands, floor on your head! Hello?
Something the matter, mister?
No. That is... Sir? Sir, I'm currently chasing a suspect, sir. Zack Grammari, do you know him?
Oh, I love Zack Grammari. His magic is the best. I'm his biggest fan.
I see. That's why you're wearing the costume you're wearing. Anyway, that very same Zack Grammari, he came into this room.
But no one's been in here except me.
But he has to be in here somewhere. Under the sofa, in the trash can, behind the painting, under the rug.
So, Trucy was his accomplice.
Imagine my astonished surprise when 1 week later, I just happened to walk into a bar and see him.
Mr. Hat?
I couldn't believe my eyes. For a while, I thought I had all been a long dream.
A dream that lasted a week?
But it wasn't the magician who disappeared. It was Mr. Hat.
Though it seems complex, what really happened that day was quite simple. You were standing by the door and out comes Zack. But that wasn't all. Another person got in on the act, and she was standing in front of lobby number 2, along with Mr. Hat.
Ah, and that's the beauty of you, isn't it? So,
While you were standing in shock and amazement, the magician rounds the corner and most likely runs through the closest door into the lobby 1. This is where you come in. You turn the corner in rather lukewarm pursuit And that very moment, Trucy runs into lobby number 2. Then, and all she has to do is tuck away the amazing Mr. Hat.
Sir, I only lost sight of him for the briefest of moments. Then I saw that cape, Zack Kramerai's red cape, fluttering like a cape. Astounding, sir! All my days of parsing quarries, and making inquiries, and chasing quarries, wasted. It was as if I could see them melting all away, like an ice cream cone left by the side of the road to die, or the scattered remains of a messy eaten chocolate parfait.
Such sweet sorrows. I'm sorry. I had no idea how much you'd suffered on account of this case.
It's an honor, sir. I've apologized to people many, many times, sometimes more than once. But this is the first time anyone ever apologized to me!
Actually, about that girl, I'm sort of her guardian now.
Is that so? Sir, you should know that I harbor no ill feelings whatsoever in my harbor.
Okay.
I let the defendant escape. That's the stone cold truth. Just another step on my way to singing the blues, to wearing the blues. Someday, hey sir, I'll be standing side by side with the great Detective Gumshoe!
Mr. Meekins? This is a free ticket to the show at the Wonder Bar. If you want, it's
an honor, sir. Sir, I can't count the number of things I've had taken from me, sir. But no one's ever given me anything for free! Right, I'll see you in court next time then, sir.
I look forward to it. All eyes were on Zack Kramerai that day in court, until his mysterious disappearance. Now part of the mystery's been revealed, but the magician remained out of sight. It would be 7 years before I met him again. The Brisk Ball Club. Present day, 2026. The Brisk Ball Club. I'll be taking my leave now. Still have some work to do back at the office. Then I guess I'll go back to my piano. To be honest, it's better when you aren't playing. This rigid culinary dungeon almost feels comfortable. Later, then. Two hours left on my shift. Wonder if we'll get any customers tonight.
Ahem. Do you know who I am?
Who I am? No, but if you hum it, I can play it. Just kidding. I don't do requests. How about a different kind of request? You see, I play cards. Oh, a customer. I was just hoping someone would come in and save me from a night on the keys. I seek a true competition. I have heard the Brush Bowl Club is the place for this. Now I see the rumor is true. And this is a friend of yours?
Ah, don't mind me. I'm just your friendly neighborhood newsman.
He will not be playing tonight. When his business is finished, I shall send him home. This competition will be between us, no others. The Wright Talent Agency represents 2 artists. I am number 2. I play the piano. Well, sort of. And it's actually just a front for my real talent, which is playing poker. Don't ask me how I got started. I don't remember. But I'm good. Real good. It didn't take long for the rumors to get around. Go to the Brisk Bowl Club if you want a real game. That guy's never lost. People don't come to hear me tickle the ivory. They come to watch me play cards. This is a speedy poker club. No, it's a restaurant. We don't play for high stakes. There's no money involved. But real players carry cash, and they're always thirsty. There's a handy source of outcome for the club owner. Then, let's compete. I'll take you to the room. The hideout, yes. But before we go... Yes? Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Shoddy Smith.
Oh, and I'm Spark Brushell, news reporter.
Oh, I'm... No. Phoenix Wright. Huh? You must always look a man in the eyes when you make your introductions. You still do not know who I am? Have we met? Ah! Today, in this courtroom, you cannot declare me guilty. What are you talking about? I am talking about this! Mr. Enigmar! The defendant has escaped. Find him quick! Bailiff, close all the exits from the building! On the double! He must not be allowed to escape! You can't be, but you're... Zach Grammari? Yes, the reincarnation act of the century. Pity I have only an audience of 1. You. Zach Grammari? This must be a bad dream. In a sense, this guy ruined my life. You there. We will play soon. Ready the room. I will be preparing the hideout for you. Are you really him? The Zach Grammari? Now I am Shoddy Smith. Remember this. How many years has it been now? 6? In exactly 3 days from now, it will be 7. I caused you so much inconvenience, I fear.
Yeah, you could say that.
Is she well? Trucy, I mean.
She's fine. I've got her working already. Hope you don't mind.
I hardly need to express my gratitude, but you have it. This is why I have come. That, and to settle a matter of cards.
By which you mean pokers. Those eyes. He's serious.
The dispense at losing. I despise losing above all else. And so, I have decided that I will win tonight, no matter what it takes.
I know this guy's type, and they're dangerous. Everything's about the competition. All else is secondary.
Perhaps you should take this time to talk before we play. I know you have much to ask me. And you.
We competed that day 7 years ago, too.
Ah, yes. You must have been surprised. Called to the detention center out of the blue. 2. 1. Showdown time. I lost.
It's only a game of poker.
A game I've played for a long time, and only lost twice.
Who was the first?
The man I killed, of course.
You chose your defense attorney by playing poker.
Some are hired, others fired. When you compete, you see a man's true nature. You know what I speak of. I know that you do.
Trucy's power?
Trucy, she is a class of her own.
For 7 years, I've played poker here at the British Bowl Club. And I've never lost once. I'm good, but not that good. I win because whenever there's a big game, I bring in Trucy. And she sends me signals. Daddy, he's got a good hand. You must have a chance if you act quick. Better call him soon. Can you tell me what her power is?
Judging a person's thoughts by reading their reactions is a staple of performance magic. But those of Trucy's line possesses a far greater skill.
Her line?
Recall you were the second man to whom I lost?
Magnifi Grammari.
That was the first time I learned of this power, as you call it.
Wait, so you're saying her power is genetic? It's just in the Grammari blood or something?
Blood? I am sorry, but it is not something told lightly to outsiders. Okay. And nothing you need to know at this time. It's some kind of Grammarai secret then. Fine. She's 15 this year. She's still trying her best to follow in your footsteps, you know. I see. When I planned my disappearing act, it was thought of her alone it was the thought of her alone that gave me pause. Wait, you were planning on vanishing from the get-go? Yes, and for that I must apologize. However, I could not be found guilty that day because of this. This? The transferal of rights. You see the signature? A transferal? That's Magnifi's Grammarai's signature, isn't it? I hereby give all rights to the secrets of staging and performing of my magic, to the recipient named below. And the recipient's name is you, Zach Grammarai. Yes, it is I. Wait, this page looks torn. You recall the diary, yes? First, take a close look at this diary. Note that a page has clearly been ripped out. It just so happens I have here what I believe to be the missing page.
Well, wait, let me see that.
How could I forget? That scrap of paper lost me my attorney's badge. This is the real page that was torn from that night. Magnifi gave it to me that night. You could have told me this earlier, like 7 years earlier. Once again, I must apologize. It was all I could do to prepare for my escape from the courtroom. The greatest of Magnifi Grammarai's illusions are true art. As such, they are well protected by this document. Only the bearer may perform his illusions on stage. Sounds like a pretty important thing to have if you're his disciple. As the rightful heir to his art, I too wanted a rightful heir. Rightful? I'm sure you know who I choose as my successor. Your daughter. That is why I risked all to come here tonight. Brochelle.
Sir. Here you go.
What's this? A letter passing the rights I have inherited to Trucy. I would have you sign here as a witness. But I'm not a lawyer anymore. And you need a public notary besides.
I may not look it, but I'm a certified notary.
You are?
By day, I wear a notary glasses, and humpernews. Also, by day, I wear a reporter's glasses and notarize. When I take off the glasses, I can't see very well.
Your signature, please. This is the first reason I have come here tonight. I have figured it out. Now I know why you've come out of hiding only now. It's been 7 years, you said. Precisely. There's a law that covers your situation. After 7 years, missing persons are considered to be legally deceased. So if someone was to vanish from the face of the earth 7 years ago, they would lose all rights of a living person after 7 years of that day. Not to mention all of their possessions. Exactly. Which is why I came here. I risk showing my face in public for the sake of this document. Before my 7 years are up. You must say, I'm securing my daughter's inheritance. But do you really need this document? Wouldn't Trucy inherit your estate automatically? Not in this case, I'm afraid. This case? Yes. I received the performance right from Magnifi Grammari. However, this was done in secret without witnesses. Before Magnifi died, 2 potential successors to his repertoire were named. Myself, Zach Grammari, and Valant Grammari. Not Trucy. I see. So you do need this document. I have known Brushhill since before I vanished. He is a man I trust. Now, only 3 know of my rebirth. I took the liberty of looking into Trucy's background and found that you had no other close kin. It is as you say. Okay. I was kinda hoping he'd say something about the mother at this point. I know everything else but Trucy's mother. It's a mystery. Okay. And despite that we have the whatchamacallit, Magatama right now, we can't break those Cyclocks. Not right now, anyway. We'll get to them. Promise. Now let's see. Present. This person in the photo is Trucy's mother. How'd you come by this? Trucy showed it to me. She said her mother was gone. Then it is so. Huh? She is gone. What more is there to say? Lots?
Ah, I know!
Whoa, you're still here?
According to my in-depth research, Trucy's mother, Magnifi Grammari's only daughter. End quote.
What? Magnifi's daughter? Is that true, Mr. Zack? Brushhill, you say too much.
What? Why am I the bad guy? Why?
Zack decked him. In any case, Mr. Wright, this discussion is over. Theresa Grammari. She's the most mysterious of the whole lot. I need to gather me some more evidence, clearly. Well, the prelude may have been longer than the main attraction. Shall we begin our game? The final competition? Final? Why? As you said, I have come out of hiding today to make this document legally binding. Once it is done, I shall slip once more underground.
Without seeing your daughter?
It would be best if I did not. 7 years ago, we played. 7 years ago, I lost. I already lost to Magnifi. I do not care to lose to another. And I have heard that you never lose.
It's just a rumor.
Yes, for it is impossible to never lose, unless you has an ace up your sleeve. As a magician, it causes me no end of irritation. To think a mere lawyer might be out there, pulling the wool over many eyes.
Hey, I just signed your document for you. Maybe you could lighten up.
That was that. This is this. For my final competition, I will destroy your perfect record, Phoenix Wright. This will be my final performance. You are warned.
This guy is beyond serious. So much for a fun evening of cards.
Brushhill, you may leave.
But it's your last game. I mean, what a scoop!
I punch and I punch, but still it is not enough.
I just remembered a future or prior engagement. Toodles, gentlemen, and nice meeting you, piano man.
Then let us begin. Dealer? You will be witness to our competition.
It is honor for me. Why haven't I seen her around here before?
That reminds me. I saw a familiar face as I entered this restaurant. He did not seem to notice me, however. Gavin, I believe was his name.
You know him?
After a fashion. Listen, Phoenix Wright. One can learn much from a true competition. Remember this.
The Grammari power. I was close to understanding it, but I needed more. And I knew where to get it. Trucy's mother. I'd need to meet that reporter again. That was clear. And one other thing. From the moment my final competition with Zack began that night, a name was running through my head. The name of a man now in prison. A name Zack Grammari knew, but how and why? Present day, 2026. Central cell, solitary cell number 13. Well, well, isn't this an unexpected surprise? What errand brings you down to my cramped confines? Gavin? Is this your idea of revenge, Phoenix Wright? Revenge for the events that took away your attorney's badge 7 years ago? My past is my logic. Straight and true. Nothing's changed.
All I did was point the finger of justice in the proper direction. Fine. I'm glad we could have this little tete-a-tete, right? You look well, Phoenix Wright. You too, Gavin. Life has been full of surprises for both of us. I've no doubt you never expected to lose that attorney's badge of yours. And I bet you never expected to wind up here. Shoddy Smith was the name of the man you killed. Did you know who he really was? Who he was? Zach Gramarye. You know, the defendant. I remember him, of course. But you say Smith was Zach? Impossible. Don't even try to tell me it was just a coincidence. What did you just say? Life is full of surprises, don't you think? After that trial, you were arrested and found guilty. But your motive was never made clear. A mistake I plan to remedy. You're not an attorney anymore, Phoenix Wright. What possible conclusion do you think this investigation of yours can lead to? I killed a man named Smith with a bottle because I'm an evil human being. Isn't that enough? Not for me, it isn't. I need to know why you did it, Gavin. You didn't just brain a guy with a juice bottle or for no reason. Tell me why you did it. Persistent, aren't you? I came here because I remembered something. The night of our game, Zach Gramarye mentioned your name, Gavin. That reminds me. I saw a familiar face as I entered this restaurant. He did not seem to notice me, however. Gavin, I believe his name was. After that, he was killed, and I ask you to help me. Because I remember your kindness back when everyone had turned on me. I seem to be in a bit of trouble. Something like that. Dead. Someone hit him. Hard. Me? Please. The cops should be here any minute. I'm in your hands, should it come to that. I have to know. Why did you kill Shady Smith? No, Zach Gramarye. Whoa! I've never seen Cyclock like these. Dark, cold, full of despair. Can I even unlock these things? Something wrong, right? No, it's nothing. You shouldn't push yourself so hard. Life is to be taken easy, you know. He's doing his nails? You recall that case 7 years ago? Yes. The trial where Zach Gramarye pulled his famous vanishing act. My brother won his fair share of praises and admiration for that trial, as I recall. Genius prosecutor reveals crooked attorney, was it? That was when I met you, wasn't it? Was it now? The Bar Association review, her board voted anonymously for the strictest punishment. Unanimous, save for one dissenting option, yours. It was my brother who was responsible for putting you in that position, after all. For 7 years we've been friends. And yet, I still don't understand you. But right, your friendship towards me was never pure. You suspect me then as you still do now, don't you? Honestly, right now, I'm not sure what I think. You're thinking, what self-proclaimed man would use nail polish? Not really. I know appearances are a big thing with you. You know what I say? One cannot live a beautiful life without beautiful nails. First rate in all things, except nothing less. That certainly does look like the first-rate nail polish. I like the sparkly bottle. It's crystal. If you're so drawn to it, please have one. It's on me. That envelope's been bothering me since I got in here. It's not nice to peek at other people's mail. You get mail in here in jail? That I do, though they read it first, apparently. Still, I am allowed the pleasure of correspondence. Packages and the like are a different matter, however. Looks like sneaking a peek is out of the question. Okay, let's see. That's everything, I guess. Time to end. Hmm. "7 years ago, Drew Studio." I figured you'd come here sooner or later. I decided on sooner, Drew Misham, was it? I haven't done anything illegal. And I didn't come here to whine about past events. I wanted to ask you some questions.
I suppose you have that right.
That day, the entire court decided into chaos. Only you stood still, your eyes calmly watching. I admit, it made quite an impression on me. I'm used to finding myself in outrageous situations.
Phoenix Wright, was it? I'll answer what I can.
I'm not sure, but it feels like I'm being watched intensely.
Ah, this is my daughter. Vera, say hello.
She's gone.
Shall we begin then?
Judging from this place, you're a painter?
Not exactly a profitable one. I've never sold a painting. It's a source of considerable embarrassment. I would be able to get it by were it only me.
Your daughter?
Her mother grew weary of me and left. I don't want her to grow up needy, Mr. Wright. That's why I began my other occupation.
Forgeries.
Don't look at me with those eyes. I know what it is that I do. More than half of the paintings they bring me are stolen. And who knows what my copies are used for?
But some of your works aren't paintings, correct?
You may not believe me when I tell you this, but that was my first work outside of painting.
What?
To think it would be used as evidence in a murder trial. I never even imagined the possibility.
Then why did you take the job?
It was well paid. Very well paid.
I think he feels worse about it than I do. The past is hard to escape.
Honestly, the sooner I can put this behind me, the better. With apologies to you, of course.
Sorry, but it's not going to be quite so easy. He's trying to forget what he made. Looks like I'll have to remind him. Mr. Misham, I was wondering if you could tell me about this.
I've not been in touch with the outside world for some time now. I'm sorry, but that isn't much of an inspiration for me.
Oh, so he's not the sensitive artist. Wrong item. The notebook page. Your work. Don't try to pretend you've forgotten. Sure, all you did was make a copy. But that copy might have destroyed the life of an innocent man. I'm responsible too, which is why I have to know. And you have to tell me.
I knew it would be difficult to escape this.
Then let's talk. Tell me then. Ready to tell me about this work you did?
It was unlike anything I attempted before.
I guess it would be a little different from paintings.
That is not what I mean. In all my previous work, it was suffice to create a copy.
This wasn't a copy? The client gave me two things that day. The first was a sample page as a reference. The second was a printed document I can only surmise was written by my client. So you used the real thing as a reference to reproduce what the client wrote? Yes. As I said, it was my first job of that nature. So, who was your client? As I said in the court, I do not know. Really? Even for such a suspicious request? If it was me, I'd want to know as much as I could about the requester. I never met them. Not personally. Cyclops, of course. It seems like you're still hiding something. Something about this work. Let's hear it then. What are you hiding from me, Mr. Misham? I'm sorry, but I really don't know. I never met the client. True. When I asked the client's name, there was no Cyclops in sight. Regardless, you're hiding something. You have to be, otherwise you wouldn't make any sense. Why are you doing this to me? Well, I've made my stand. No backing out now. So, what's Miss Ham hiding? The forger? I can pretty much piece together what it is from what you've said. What is it then? You told me what you knew about the client, and I couldn't see any Cyclops. Cyclops? Is that some kind of asylum security? Or a new hairstyle, perhaps? But then they did show up, didn't they? Who was your client? As I said in court, I do not know. Really? Even for such a suspicious request? If it was me, I'd want to know as much as I could. I never met them. Not personally, Not personally. Those words triggered the Cyclops. Again with the Cyclops. Now I really must know what they are. So, you didn't meet with the client? But someone else did. Maybe the real forger behind this evidence. Perhaps I hung up on this Cyclops business. But I'm afraid you've lost me. Yeah, well, I didn't come here to talk about Cyclops. As long as I come to the right conclusion, and it doesn't matter how I got there. And your conclusion is? The real forger behind this wasn't you, Mr. Misham. Poppycock! I don't know what you're talking about. That's my work, I tell you. Made here in my studio. Who else would it have been but me? That's the real question, isn't it? If the forger wasn't you, then I don't have any other people to choose from. The real forger Drew at Misham's studio is... the real forger is your daughter, Vera Misham, isn't it?
Ridiculous. My daughter's only 12 years old, Mr. Wright. I've always been more one for landscapes than not solarism.
Nice comeback, but you're shaking in your boots. I've got you now. The only one with access to this studio are you and your daughter. The Cyclops tell me you're not the forger, which makes your daughter the only possibility.
I feel very much on the verge of going psycho-lock myself. I don't know how you knew, but you're right. The one who made this page was my daughter, Vera, not I. She's only 12. A genius, you might call her.
A precocious little girl outshining the father. There's been a lot of that going around lately.
I let her play in the studio, and she watched me. She taught herself in that way. The drifting tools and analytical devices I bought when they became necessary. They're my little girl's playthings now.
Ah, do I detect a little bit of fatherly pride? So, Vera was the one who made this page. Would she know who the clan was then?
Actually, the client came once. Here, to this studio.
What? Why didn't you say that sooner?
But their face was covered.
So they talked to your daughter?
I will speak only with the artist, the client told me.
That little girl might know something about him. Okay, what do I do now? Maybe I should talk to her father a little bit more. Or is it time to... Let's talk to Vera. Mr. Misham, I have a request.
Let me guess. You'd like to speak with my daughter.
Can I?
My daughter has never been one to talk to strangers. She's quite shy. Extremely so, actually. With only one exception.
Which it was?
Oddly enough, it was that client. I left the studio while they talked. I returned when they had finished, and she was laughing. It was the first time I've seen anything of the sort.
Please, let me speak with her.
All right.
Uh-oh. This could be tough. Vera, was it? I would like to have a friendly chat. I'm Phoenix Wright, ex-lawyer and pianist. I'm still looking for the keys. I'm no good at this. I need something to get through to this girl. don't have anything. Just try talking to her. Vera, was it? I would like to have a friendly chat. It's the same thing, okay. Okay. Maybe I'll just slide over here for a closer look. That's an awfully small frame. What's that inside it? A stamp?
Oh, please don't touch that. I'll get in trouble. That stamp belongs to Vera, you see. She always puts it somewhere she can see it.
That's Zack and Valen. The Grammarized, isn't it?
The post office issued that commemorative stamp last year, when the Grammarized were at the height of their popularity.
Not anymore. Now that one of them has vanished off the face of the earth.
Vera went to see one of their shows when she was quite small. She's been a dedicated fan ever since. They watched him every time they came on TV, until the end.
I see.
That stamp's quite hard to come by, I hear. I still wonder how she got her hands on it.
And then there's this.
My stamp.
Hey, she spoke! She can talk! Yeah, so this stamp. How can I keep this going? Great magicians, aren't they? Isn't True Grammarai amazing? Yes?
Oh,
I especially like those two, Zack and Valen. I mean, they're, just so magical.
aren't they? Aren't they?
Well, whenever I go to one of their shows, I'm like, whoa, magic, you know?
Me too, me too. I love them. They're so cool. It's like magic, yeah.
Alright, she's talking. Not saying much, but it's a start.
I went and saw them with Father her the other day. The opening ceremony at the Grammarai Museum of Magic.
Grammarai Museum? They have one of those? I guess it makes sense now. Oh, that they have their own commemorative stamp. So, have you been to one of their shows?
Just once, when I was little, with Father. The Grammarais on stage, it was like a dream. Disappearing, reappearing, cutting apart, putting back, together. They do it all.
Yeah. Maybe you can keep telling me stuff like this? You know, about Zack and Valen, maybe?
Oh, sure.
Alright. Better get asking before she changes her mind. I apologize in advance for this being an exceedingly long video. A very long video.
I don't go outside much. I like to paint in here.
Why don't you like to go outside?
There's bad people out there.
Well, true, but there's lots of good people too.
Actually, I should tell you. She was almost kidnapped once.
Kidnapped?
Since then, she's been, well, you can see for yourself. She refuses to leave the house.
I see. Wait, but that doesn't make sense. She said she went to the Gramarye Museum. With you, in fact.
Oh, yes, actually. She was quite insistent on it, much to my surprise. That was the first and last time she expressed such a desire to me.
That person gave me a good luck charm.
A good luck charm?
For when I absolutely had to go outside.
Yes, apparently she received something. A gift. From that client, actually. She won't tell me what it was.
Father, I told you to keep that a secret.
From that client, huh? I have to hear about this. So, you met the person that asked you to do this job. And you talked to them. What's this about a good luck charm you received?
I can't talk about it.
Eh?
If I do, it won't work anymore. That's what I was told.
Yeah, but I really, really have to know. Right. Time to do some psych lock unlocking. You seem to trust this client a lot, in fact. Because they gave you this stamp?
No, that's not why. They listened to me, to my problem.
The problem that keeps her inside all the time?
Don't go outside if you don't want to. That's what they told me. But when I absolutely have to go out, all I have to do is use a good luck charm.
A good luck charm? That your client gave you? I think I know what your client might have given you. Is this your good luck charm?
Take that!
This was what they gave you, wasn't it? The same bottles over there on your desk. Your good luck charm, right?
I heard once cosmetics were once thought to ward off evil.
This is a
magic bottle. It has the power.
Ah, of course it does. I'll just refrain from commenting any more on that one. I think I know who gave you that bottle, actually. The one who asked you to do this job. Was this your client?
Take that!
This man is a friend of mine. Know him? His name is Christoph Gavin. He's a lawyer, actually.
I promised. I promised not to tell. I'm sorry. I can't talk about the client. I promised. And if I break my promise, the spell won't work.
I don't need a name anymore. I've got my answer. You're pretty confident in this charm, then.
I think they might be the devil.
Huh?
Or maybe an angel?
What do you mean?
I saw it. Or I think I saw it when they gave me this. I saw the devil's face.
Are you saying the client's face looked like the devil's?
No, the client was gentle, with a gentle smile.
So, where'd you see this devil, then?
It was so quick, I don't remember well. But that's when I knew that person wasn't like other people. That's why I believe in my good luck charm.
I'm not sure what this devil she saw was. But it's pretty clear that Christoph Gavin was has her charmed. So your father tells me you're good at paintings, all sorts of things.
I really like painting, a lot. Father is always happy when I paint paint them exactly the same.
So you did this too?
Oh, yes. That was my first job.
Your first?
All I used to do was paint the same thing I saw. But this was totally different. The pen slip hip and the way the writer held the pen and the pressure on the nib. I had to use a microscope and analyze it on the computer.
She seems happy. Odd. Her work was the last nail in the Gramarye coffin. I guess no one told her.
They're the best in the world.
Huh? Oh, you mean Troop Gramarye? Of course.
Father gave it to me.
Your father? But I asked him about it. He didn't know how you got it.
Oh, I guess I just took it. Yeah.
Took it?
Father got a letter from that person.
That person? You mean that letter was from your client?
Oh, we talked about the Gramarye's forever that day. I'm sure that's why I was sent this stamp. I didn't want to just send it back, so I took it.
They're a sneaky one, this client. So, they're trying to get on her good side. Well, I think that's all. I'll be leaving now. I'm sorry for what happened. If you want to apologize, try my client, Zach Gramarye.
Did I do something bad?
What makes you think that?
Your eyes. They're sad. Very sad.
I'll put on my smile next time I come. Promise. I hope to see you smile then too, Vera.
Oh, okay.
Take care. Thinking back on my first encounter with the young forger, I witnessed something of vital importance that day. Of course, by the time I realized it, it was already too late. What strange sight does mine eyes behold? Excuse me. Two men on either side of a single transparent pane. Yet it seems fickle how fate has switched sides, so to speak. The forger of fake walks freely, while the innocent laughs within these plexiglass confines. There's been no proof that I forged anything. Nor proof that I took the life of my dear mentor. Yet, these chains cannot hold me for long. The stage awaits. And what, may I ask, awaits you? A little piano in a cold little hole in the wall. But since you are here, what shall we discuss? The shooting of Magnifique Grammari, for one. Who pulled that trigger, Valant or his partner, Zack? His partner vanished before the answer could be found. If I'm going to get any closer to the truth, this is the place to start. I have to hand it to my partner. He knows how to make an exit. That's talent. Yes, he made my attorney's badge disappear, and he never even touched it. Glory's spotlight always leaves someone weeping in the shadows. Yet this very disappearance is itself a revelation. Revelating what? Zack Grammari killed Magnifi. It's as good as a signed confession. That's certainly been the public's opinion on the take on it. I grow tired of my cage, and the time of my release is near. I must go and prepare. Planning on jumping back into the magic right away? As long as an audience waits with bated breath, there will be Valant, and also, yes. Now that my partner has disappeared, Magnifi's repertoire is mine. Valant Grammari has a tradition to uphold. Is that true? Seen in this light, the trial was quite good to me, verdict or no. And you can't pay for that kind of publicity. The suspicion on you hasn't lifted entirely, Valant. After all, you received one of those letters, too. You were just as obligated to follow Magnifi's instructions as your partner. So I was, but only Zack Grammari followed them. Let us not speak any more of who shot what. Now that my partner has vanished, the question is moot. The more interesting is learning something else, actually. What might that be? I want to know what Magnifi had up his sleeve. How could he coerce you and your partner to kill him? The trick is up his sleeve? Perhaps you do not know. Know what? The great magician never reveals his secrets. I didn't think it would be that easy. The audience must remain forever. Her in the audience. Bathing in the reflected glow of the spotlight, he... Oi. It's getting late for me, so I'm really gonna need to pick up the pace. I'm flying by the seat of my pants, hence on this one. There must be a path leading from the evidence to the truth. And that's what I'm going to find. To ask someone to take a life, even one not long for this world, that's asking someone to commit murder. Yes, our mentor was fond of the dramatic moves and dramatic finales. And he got his wish. His life was taken. What weakness could be so powerful that as to coerce someone into committing murder? My guess is it was a matter of life or death. Care to explain? Your troupe lived in a world of showmanship. The flashier, the better. And flashy so often means danger, doesn't it? Let us make this painless as possible. If you have proof of this danger, then show us.
Take that!
Why, that's one of ours! Specifically designed for your show, I gather. A single bullet, one shot. What are you suggesting? We are magicians, Mr. Wright, not murderers. I'm not crying murder, Mr. Valiant. I'm crying something far more tragic. An accident. Second Valiant's quick draw shoot 'em. How long has it been since those shots were last heard? Was the shoot 'em cancelled because someone might get hurt? Of course. What other reason could there be? Well, it could have been cancelled because someone had already been hurt. But fascinating. My false-stained forging friend. But tell me, what can you prove with a single pistol? Well, tell me what would have happened if there had been an accident. What if one of your bullets took a life on stage? The performance of magic is not concerned with what-ifs. It is concerned with precision. Precisely whom do you claim we shot? Looks like I've chosen the right path. Let's just hope he walks it with me. A life was sacrificed so that the show might go on. And this show, who it was, That's Zach Gramarai's wife and Trucy's mother. Thalessa, I believe, was her name.
Alakazog!
But how can you say this? How can you say she was struck by one of our bullets? Still in denial mode, eh? Thalessa was one of the greatest was at the greatest risk of being shot. And this clearly shows how much danger she was in. Truth Gramarai's performance was very, very popular. So popular that they made a commemorative stamp at the height of your fame. We were not merely the latest craze, we were an age, a golden age. It's here on this stamp. There's Thalessa, right? Trucy's mother is missing, I hear. What happened to her? I don't know! A part of this memory is still locked up. There is one thing you're failing to address. What's that? As you say, the troop was a world unto itself. If our leader, Magnifi, was so inclined, he could hide anything he wished with ease. But, Mr. Wright, then he would have had hid a crime, making him an accomplice. Not a great foundation for blackmail. Valent's got a point. If one of the troop members died in an accident and Magnifi covered it up, his innocence would come into question. Found the right address, Mr. Wright? I'm so close. There has to be something. About how Thalessa's death could affect Zach and Valent's relationship with Magnifi. I see in your eyes, you still have something to say. How can you possibly prove yourself you already have? I'll prove why Thalessa's accident tied your hands so completely. With a person. It's going to take a little knowledge of the players to crack this one. The accidental death of Zach's wife tied both your hands. This information proves why Magnifi held much power over you. It wasn't a question of who shot Thalessa. Thalessa herself was the problem. What do you mean? She was Zach Gramarai's wife, Trucy's mother. And Magnifi's Gramarai's only daughter. There was a terrible accident. And the two of you who killed her mentor's only daughter. If that wasn't the key to Magnifi's power over you, I don't know what was. It was an accident! There's no proof, none at all. But Thalessa went missing. And your mentor blackmailed both of his disciples. It doesn't take a genius to put one and one together. Ours was a complex family. You mean Troop Gramarai? the master Magnifi Grammari, his only daughter, and his 2 disciples. That does sound like a recipe for disaster, doesn't it? Do not be tempted into faulty flights of fancy. Yes, there was an accident. But that is all it was, an accident. Valant and Zach's tour de force. The guns blaze, the bullets fly, straight towards that beautiful body on stage. And then crash, zing, pow, into everything but her. Now that is magic. It happened one day when we were practicing same trick with a new twist. And tragedy. It was for whose bullets stole Thalessa's life. We shall never know the answer. Thalessa disappeared from our lives, and Zach was bereft of his wife. Trucy lost her mother, and Magnifi his daughter. And that led to blackmail, I take it. It is all part of the parcel of the darkness that comes when the curtain falls. Why did Magnifi Gravari try to cover up the accident? It was his own daughter who died. All I can say is, it was critical time for Troop Grammari. A passing of the torch from Magnifi to Zach and Valant. We all sacrificed so that it might be a success. Thalessa's death was the greatest sacrifice of all, yet, even when her life was extinguished, her presence was not. What do you mean? In time, myself and Zach, found we could no longer oppose Magnifi's wishes. Magnifi forced us to perform his art for his benefit. I see. I guess I can understand. I mean, he does lose his only daughter. But, you do not find Hauserite in his accents. Huh? To decide to hide the truth of your own daughter's death is one thing. But then to hang that death as a guillotine above your heads? Things were dark behind the scenes in Troop Grammari, that's for sure. Does Trucy know? She was not told, naturally. Who would want to know that their father might have taken their mother's life? True. I had not thought of that accident for a very long time. So sorry to dredge up old memories, but this has helped a lot. Not to find Magnifi's slayer, I should think. True. Ah. After that accident, there was one who came sniffing quite persistently. A reporter? He called himself a newsman at the time. Often I spied him lurking around the dressing room doing his research. Would you happen to remember his name? What was his name? Sorry, I've forgotten. But In the course of his interviewing, he became quite close to my partner, Zach. I liked him not. I see. His name I do not recall, but his scent, the coiling aroma of mint. Yes, whenever he smiled, which was far too often. I see. Thanks for your help. It does no good to interfere with the past, Mr. Wright. You will not uncover answers, only wounds. I'm sorry. I had begun to notice a dark curtain hanging over Troop Grammari. And I began to realize what I had to do. And to protect Trucy from that darkness. The reporter he mentioned, the newsman, I never learned who that was at the time. Though I've got a pretty good idea who it was now. That smile and the sickly sweet smell of mint. The last floss-thin thread connecting Zach Grammari to this world. Sooner or later, I have to track him down. Okay, we pretty much took care of all of the past, but this episode's gone way too long, so stay tuned for part 2 of this episode for Let's Replay Apollo Justice Ace Attorney. When we come back, we will be finishing up this investigation with all of the present day events. I thank you for sticking with me to the end on this one. Seriously, thank you for bearing with me up to this point. If you enjoyed this video and would love to see more, hit that like and subscribe button, leave a comment if you want, ring that bell to be notified when our next video comes out. This really helps my channel to grow, so you get more videos to enjoy. We do new videos every Tuesday, Thursday, and occasionally Saturday and Sundays. Till the next video, this is Saur Darkchylde, signing off. Have a good night, folks.